Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's had a good week. I know I have. And we have everyone here today. Let's go ahead and start off with Billy. How are you doing?
So, had a good week, so I'm looking forward to what happens next.
Excellent. And Joanna, how about you?
Yep. Getting through. Stuff's happened. Still right here to play and looking forward to seeing where else. And kind of like what Billy said there.
Yep. And Toki.
Yeah, I just had family in town and been having a bunch of job interviews and then also making a bunch of hot sauce. So
That's cool. Very busy time for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, this week's episode is very special for one big reason. It's my birthday today. So, the way... yeah, the way we're celebrating is a two-factored thing. It's one, to say thank you guys for being in the stream. It keeps me from having to cycle 48 miles today in the rain, which would have sucked, cycling 48 miles in the rain. Anyone who's a cyclist will know what that means. Anyone who's not a cyclist, basically what cyclists do is every time it hits their birthday, they cycle how many years they have in miles. It's sort of a traditional thing for cyclists to do. And well, being in Oregon, it's raining, so I didn't feel like riding in the rain, so this saved me from doing that because I didn't want to cycle 48 miles, come back, and then be exhausted and do a stream. Second off, I decided I'm going to celebrate the stream by giving the players something special for this stream. You don't know what it is. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Third thing,
it's going to be an avalanche.
I don't see any snow.
I mean, rocks fall, everybody dies.
True. Third thing is, if you're wanting to do something like a super chat or super thanks as sort of part of the celebration for the challenge, instead of doing that, look down in the description. There is a link for a charity for kids fighting cancer. It is something that I am participating in called the Great Cycle Challenge. In September, I am cycling 300 miles, and the money donated towards that goes towards kids fighting cancer. The link goes straight to the cause, so there is no third party there, nothing like that, which I think is really good. I've done it in the past. I did about 3 years ago and raised about $700. So I'm hoping to meet or beat that. But I just thought I'd let you guys know of that. But let's go ahead and get straight into the game. Unless actually, Toki, do you need to still work on leveling up your character?
I do, but it's only level 2, so I think this is just a couple of minutes. I already did the Donna, yeah, thank you. Need to see that second page there. So one ability advancement, one spell talent advancement. Wait, what is a stunt advancement?
So it means you can pick one of your custom made stunts and add that onto the list.
Okay. Let's see. One primary focus chosen from primary abilities. Okay, so ability advancement, that just means I add one to one of my existing abilities.
Yeah, but it's got to be one from your class's primary set.
Yes.
So as a mage, that's going to be act, intelligence, perception, and willpower.
And is there a maximum that these scores can't go beyond?
Up to 12, it looks like, but they do cost more the higher you get.
Yes.
Okay, so going from 3 to 4, what would that be?
That's just 1 point.
Okay.
It's when you go from 5 to 6 that it costs 2 on there. Then from 8 to 9, they start costing 3.
Okay, so I am putting my willpower up to 4,
Okay.
and then let's see. Okay, sorry. Can you go back to the? Okay, and then as far as so stunt advancement, that's cool. I'll check that out in a minute. But 1 spell talent advancement. Uh, spell talent advancement is. I'm not sure if that means do I get to choose another spell or spell talent advancement is just kind of awkward language there.
Well, so they define each of the advancement types over on here, but they don't do it for spell talents themselves because probably they isolate that over in the magic section.
Yeah.
So let's head down to here. Okay, learning spells, learning new. Could be.
Looking myself too.
Yeah, so again, they have something specifically on leveling for it. Okay, not seeing any specific spell things where it's
Wait,
saying
Arcana
on
and
there.
spell talents. Okay, so advancement. So I basically can take like one of my Arcana and beef that up.
Yeah, so it looks like you don't get a new Arcana. That's going to be something different you have to do. But in the Arcana itself,
So I'm wondering, does that go, or is that like going from novice to the next rank up, or?
Yes.
okay, yeah, so when your mage gains a new degree into spell talent, they gain new spells based on the degree they just attained as follows. So you go from novice to expert, so you get an expert rank spell. And most of them will give an intelligence focus in itself. But I think it'll say like, okay, yeah, so like air, for example, it's get a novice or expert Arcana spell of your choice, also gain focus, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So
we'd have to look at
I'm
the Arcana
actually
you want to boost.
on because you're Death Arcana, correct?
Yeah, Death and Shadow.
Okay. So for the Death Arcana, since you're going to expert, you can choose a new novice or expert level spell.
Mage stunts are on page 156 of the rulebook.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
the things that you can
so we'll
purchase.
deal with that as well on there.
Yeah. So let's see, novice. Let's see what you get for expert. In expert you get animate dead.
Mm-hmm. Animate Dead or Pestilence, it looks like.
Yeah.
And then what about Shadow?
Shadow. Let me look at Shadow for you real quick.
Yep, so standard thing on there. Expert spells for Shadow are Shadow Tendrils and Veil of Darkness. Or you could take one of the novice spells as well on there.
Yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't have to be expert, but it unlocks expert as an option.
Okay, I'll do Shadow Tendrils.
All right. Yeah, just to save a little time, what I'll do is I'll just copy paste the description over into the voice chat here.
Okay.
So you can copy paste from that over into the game, so you've got that as reference.
Cool. And then what? Hold on. So it's about okay. So I'll put down that I have Shadow Arcana intelligence as well.
Break those up. And also you get magic points as well. Like it was 1d6 plus willpower.
So by default, when I wait, sorry, what was that? 1d6 plus willpower? Is that for magic points?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I by default, the value of when I'm adding a focus to intelligence is 2. Should that be 2, or should it only be 1?
It's generally a +2. There's a point later on where the focus benefit goes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and do my magic roll. And then, okay, so is that it then?
Stunts then.
Oh, that I think I still have, or they're included in what? Oh no, that's the generic stunts that was provided. So
yes, of course, yours is split over on pages that aren't facing each other. So. Let me know when we want the next page.
Okay, go ahead. And penetrating damage just means it ignores armor.
Yeah, it looks like apparently there's some very, very rare cases that do block it, but for the most part, it's ignore armor completely.
Okay, you go back to the other page.
There you go.
Thank you. I think I'll do battle magic. I am wondering though, would that allow me to cast 2 arcane blasts, or is arcane blast not considered a spell for that purpose?
No, our arcane blast is considered a spell.
Okay, so yeah, I will take the battle magic stunt. I'm not sure where to list that on the character sheet, but
Say I put mine because there isn't a spot on here specifically for it, so I put it as a class power.
okay.
Just make sure.
I did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're good then. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Sorry for the delay there.
No problem.
Okay, so we're ready to go?
Yeah, are we healed up or?
Yeah, you're all healed up.
Okay.
So we'll just say that you rested and we're all good to go. So when we left off, you guys were getting ready to leave when you noticed the sounds of something in the bushes and then found out that was a swarm of rats. While fighting the rats, you heard another noise and it was a swarm of bats. You were able to take out all of the rats and all of the bats. So with all that said, what do you guys do now?
We were just on our way to the Goblin Village, right?
Yes, you were working your way to the Goblin Village.
Okay, I think we should just continue on then.
Yep. I mean, something definitely doesn't want us getting there, so
Yes.
that means we should.
So, here's the way we're going to work this. We are going to head to the Goblin Village. Give me a moment here. Hold that up, and then I'm going to grab this. Place that there. You're going to notice that this is a little bit different looking than what you've seen in the past of the way the map's laid out.
Yeah, like some fog of war action.
Yes! The way this is worked out in Roll20 is you will see door icons, you will see window icons, things like that. You can let me know when you want to walk through a wall or a door or go through a window, and I will open that door or window for you. Okay? And so that's what we have going on through here. You don't know what's in those rooms from what you can see. So each token will see things differently. So what you guys are seeing on your screen is specifically catered to your token.
And so if we don't have a token on there, that explains why it's completely black right now.
Yours, hold on a moment here. Because you have a token on there.
That is
Top
not
of
like
the
to me.
page.
I put your token on there. Anyone else seeing a completely black screen?
No, but yeah, I had to scroll up to see where our.
Yeah, so the tokens should be at the very top of the map. And so, what about you, Billy? Are you seeing a completely black map, or are you seeing the forest with some buildings and stuff like that?
I see a path directly ahead of me, and it's kind of like looking like a T because I can. Looks like I'm seeing the corners of buildings to my right and my left.
Okay, excellent. So, give me one moment. I'm going to go AFK. I'm going to see what Joanna is seeing.
Yeah. Curse the tester. Broke the platform.
Okay, I am back. I am going to remove Joanna's token. And I'm going to put back on. Give me one moment here. Back there. Click here real quick. Click here. Click there. Save. Okay, you seeing it now?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so let's try it this way. Take your token. Let me try something. Okay, what about now?
Okay, now it's working.
Okay. For some reason, there was another token that was at the very top of the map. And so I just grabbed that token, did my changes there. And
I think that's probably the one that I dropped in.
okay, yeah. For some reason, that's odd. She allowed me to drop in your token. What shenanigans are you doing with your tokens code-wise? I know
Like
you're a coder, so...
Well, like I said, when I was when you were headed back to your room there, it's Curse the Tester.
Mm-hmm. So we got that all taken care of. We are now at the village. You guys, let me know what you guys want to do.
We may want to kind of fan out a little bit and report to each other what we're able to see before we start opening any doors. So we see no evidence of any. Do we hear any evidence of any, goblins chatting or anything?
No.
Sound like is it just be quiet?
It's eerily quiet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of creepy. I look to our goblin guide here. Ask him, Okay, if there was an emergency, where would everyone gather up at?
They would run towards the mines at the other end of the village.
I'm going to attempt to stealth into town
Okay.
and go. Do you want me to roll a stealth roll?
Yes, roll a stealth roll.
$16.
16. Okay. You are stealthed. Where do you want to move?
Speed, I think, is 15.
Okay.
So, but I'll go half of that. I'll go like 7. So I'm keeping my steady space. Okay.
Okay.
Myself 1, 2, 3. I think the edge of the building.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7 puts me there.
All right.
Am I seeing anything up to my right here? North and right?
What is actually showing on your screen is what you are able to see.
Okay, because it looks like there's something there, and there's something to my left inside the building. I don't know, because I see something in green rim to my left, and it looks like there's something. Looks like something falling. I don't know what above me. Then my north, my right, and upwards. So east.
Okay. So what you are seeing to the you said to the west?
To the west, there's something like a green little token.
Yes. So you are seeing a bunch of rats scurrying around in the field. Because what that area is that is a garden.
That's a garden there?
That is a garden there. Only reason you weren't able to see it before is because, well, the building was blocking your view. It's a regular, normal wooden, fence just to keep big animals out.
Okay. And my northeast?
Northeast, you're seeing things flapping wings.
So more bats?
Fluttering around.
So bats type thing or bird type things?
It's dark in there, so you really can't tell.
I have dark vision. Do you need me to make a perception seeing check?
Yes, make a perception seeing test.
Okay. And one of my things is observation, so I get to re-roll on this one, okay?
Okay.
I need...
You see what looks like the silhouette of bat.
Bats. Okay. Got bats and rats. More bats and rats.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stealth around to the east side, behind like the buildings and into the bushes, basically.
Okay.
And see if I can
Roll for stealth.
16.
Okay, you're stealthed.
Okay, but we can only move half speed when stealth.
Well, he's only moving half speed just to be extra cautious.
I don't know how measure out how far I can move to. And it's in yards that we
Yeah, that's in feet that I have it.
Okay, but the 11 is in yards, right? Like my rating of 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So move and see if I can get some glimpses into some windows. It looks like I'm seeing some stuff through the windows in the building. It looks like some of these have animals in there, but don't see anything outside.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep hiding where I'm at.
All right. Joanna.
Well, we've got the two sneaky folks going off down the sides here. And we know that you get to the other side of the town. And well, after the last encounter with the bear, she's definitely running a bit more cautious. And
The bear was just trying to give you a hug.
yeah, and fortunately, it turns out she doesn't like bear hugs. Strange girl, I know. All right, I'll ask the Beastmaster if he's seen signs of anything we should be worried about, like either leading up or in his part. And John is going to follow behind him and try to be stealthy. At least not. She's not particularly skilled at it.
Yeah. So give me a moment here while I go ahead and pull up his information. Oh, you're joking. Sorry, this page cannot be found at this time. I can't pull up the character sheets.
Oh, that's the problem. Maybe you need to reload.
Yeah. Let me do a reload real quick. I'm not going to go through that whole entire thing again. They need to fix their verification. Because it does the verify. Click here to verify that you're human. Click here to verify you're human. It just constantly goes through that.
Oh, mine just has me stayed logged in.
Yeah, well, I have to go back to Roll20 again and log back in again.
Unfortunate.
Yep. There we go. Okay, so we were going here. There we go. Character sheets. So we are looking for... I can't read anything on this with it being in dark mode. We're going to change this back to light mode. The one, okay, I'm not seeing it there. There we go. Now I can read things. I normally like dark mode, but the way they do the dark mode in this, they don't take the black text and turn it white in some areas. They keep it, they turn it to a light, a medium gray. And my eyes just can't handle that.
Yeah, and it really doesn't play well with the character sheets either.
Yeah. So let's do... Jiminy Breaks! That's a roll. We're going to go here. Handouts. Exploration stunts. Let's see what he wants to use for his exploration stunts. Okay, he's going to ready for action. And actually, no, he's going to do extra information. And wariness. So, with that being said, the extra information, he is seeing a lot of tracks and broken branches, up high broken branches and down low broken branches, and tracks of multiple different creatures going all over the place. He's also seeing tracks of goblins running out away from the area. One set is leading out of town. The rest of them are all running towards the direction that Horde stated that they were going. So that's what we have there.
All right.
Okay.
So, concerning, and guess I'll confirm here that we need to get to the mine at the other end of town. You find us the best path, I'll follow as best I can. Well, keeping the crossbow out and ready.
He says the best path for us to take is on the main road. Because there will be so many scents of so many different things, because the main road is designed for multiple people to walk on, that the animals will have a harder time tracking and following it. So what he's going to do, he's going to move here. Of course, he's going to be right behind him.
And let's us for. Hey, guess you stepped on a rock and like kicked it or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Billy kind of inwardly groans.
Why does that look like a bear to the east? Let me guess, because that is a bear to the east.
I'm having some issues with the map as well, again, where it kind of doesn't want to load. Relaunching my browser instance.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll probably move over to using the RPG engine. We'll do that at the end of September. And the reason I say end of September is because that's when I will have the money to actually get the GM version of it. So, so yeah, if you want to do a perception check to see what you think is in that building to the east. Also, I need both Billy and Toki to do perception seeing. So all three of you roll perception seeing. Okay. You don't know what it is. You just know it's a big furry thing.
I get 2 rolls at this if I need it. So
Okay.
That one's much better. Keep that one. Oh no, that was Billy.
Yeah, that's Billy. Do a reroll for me, Billy.
reroll that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nope.
Roll.
Okay. what are you guys gonna do next?
Okay, well, I'll probably try to come around and rejoin the group because I essentially anything where we can see that there's something big in there, like this feels like an ambush where everything's just going to come outside and swarm us. So if we can essentially, if there's a way to barricade any doors with some of those broken branches, like I don't know how the doors are. If it's like something where we could jam it up by shoving a sturdy branch in, like in a handle or something, so that
Yeah, most of them are wooden doors.
Okay, but are they? Do they have a handle on it? Like, is it something where we could barricade it? Like, by,
Yeah,
like,
all of them
shoving a
have
branch?
some form of a handle on them.
Okay. So if we can do that, we might want to try to. I mean, sure, the rats and the bats might still be able to get out, but something like a bear might have a hard time getting through a window. And in that case, either we can prevent the bigger things from coming out and getting us immediately, or we can essentially trap them in there and then just unload ranged attacks through a window. I'm just afraid if we waltz right through the center of town, they're just gonna come out of all of these buildings and form our asses.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm basically just going to essentially move over back to where these guys are, still trying to maintain some template or some bit of stealth, and tell them that.
Okay.
That's what I think we should before we should go.
Okay, you're back over at the group.
Mm-hmm.
Billy wants to. Looks like there's a gap here between the garden fence wall and the back of this next building, so he's going to move down that way while stealthing along.
Okay.
Let's go 1, 2, 3. There.
Okay.
And see if he's can find anything, his other problems, or continue. Oh, looks like there's something else in that garden area now that I can see, like some sort of otters or something.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So that's his action, is to try and move up a little bit further into town along this back end of the buildings.
Okay.
Looking through and going, oh, this is not good.
And so, Joanne, it's your turn.
Well, kind of winces whatever happened, kind of clatters a bit there, but kind of like, I don't like going through the middle either, but if it's the best way to the mines, we need to check for the villagers.
Well,
Quietly and
the Beastmaster mage looks at you and goes, with how you stealth, this is the safest way to go. I can only imagine what would happen if you were to step on a twig or a leaf.
thanks.
So we are taking the best path.
Just say you are
And I'm not saying we.
a leaf on the wind.
And I'm not saying we shouldn't go through the middle of town. I'm just wondering if we should try to jam up the doors before we as we go, essentially to try to prevent at least some of the animals from getting out.
It's like, hey, you can get those doors quieter than I can. Sounds like a great idea. Please do.
Okay, so is that what you're wanting to do, Toki?
Yeah, are there? Because you said there were a lot of broken branches. Are they just kind of like everywhere? You're going.
They're just like small twig branches. There's nothing big in sight that would be able to hold up to a door or hold a door down. It's not like there's fallen logs or anything like that.
Yeah, I was envisioning, something that was maybe 2 to 3 inches, in diameter.
Yeah, no, you're not seeing anything like that.
Yeah, so in that case, be ready to run.
Okay, so
Gonna keep following the little procession we got.
Okay, so you're gonna let the Beastmaster move. And helps if I do this. And then let's go here. Oh, I have it right here. What am I doing?
Yeah, kind of trying to watch where he steps and how he steps and try to mimic it, but
he steps to there. And let me actually pull up order also. There we go. That way I can just refresh. Reload. Come on. Wow, it's really not liking this, is it?
and so on the one hand, some ambient wind and rustling noises would really help set the atmosphere even better, but on the other hand, it might crash it.
Okay, I'm just going to use his. So the second one is going to be from Anton also, but I'm adding on Hoarder's dexterity to it because I can't pull up Hoarder's character sheet correctly. Okay, he makes it. Okay.
Now we still going new stealth rolls, or
Yeah, you have to redo a stealth roll to enter into stealth. You actually succeed.
yay, I'm learning something. Careful observation.
The Beastmaster just sort of looks at you wide-eyed.
Just give him a little shh. Open mouth, shush, and point back towards the mine. Focus.
Okay. And Billy?
Yep.
Your movement.
Continue to move around here, I guess. Edges. Or looks like there's some sort of boar there to my left. Down.
Roll perception. Perception seeing. You have 2 exploration points to spend for stunts.
Okay.
Where do you want to spend them?
Okay. Insight. When performing action that logically proceeds from the one that investigation, you gave a +1 bonus to the test. And specialized required, including having a certain focus.
Okay. Basically, what you are seeing is a boar.
Okay. There's a boar. So, see, this is like our greatest elements. I mean, from our past fights here, we got boars, We've got bats. We've got rats. We have otters. I see more bats and otters in around this town. Like, really? Is this square building? Is this square building the mine that's in the middle here of the map?
No, that is a garden area.
That's another garden area. Okay.
So this is just sort of like a town center garden area. It's a place for everyone to hang out. You know, there's a bunch of benches and stuff like that and flowers. That other one that you first saw. Oops, I moved things. My bad. Things
got the rat.
There we go.
Otter or whatever. That was another garden.
Move that to the map layer. There we go. So basically that that first one was an actual garden for food.
Okay.
The one in the middle is a garden with flowers just to make the place a little bit more pleasant.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to move him to here. Move him to here. Okay, Joanne, your turn.
All right. Following along still.
Okay.
And is keeping an eye out, keeping an ear out for if it sounds like anything's going to be coming after us. But most focus is on kind of just still following the path and trying not to screw it up.
All right, and Toki, your movement.
I still remain somewhat hidden in this bush. Oh shit. Looks like this. I see an open door icon up here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see? Because I'm getting a glimpse of some kind of animal.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do a perception check?
Oh! I see. Yeah. Let's do that. Also, so am I seeing? Is that an interior door that's open?
Yes.
And I'm seeing it through the window. Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're seeing.
Let me go ahead and make a perception check to see if I can see if that is fair, which I think it might be.
Okay, so you're talking this one right here, right?
Right.
That is a weasel you are seeing.
Okay. Okay, but yeah. So the open door startled me at first because I thought that was a door open to the outside, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So, okay.
Giving your friends a heart attack, always a good time.
And your tone of voice is okay. Now check out the door. Check out the door. I want to throw the spear at you. Oh, check out the door.
Yeah. So basically you're seeing that the otter's literally he's fiddled with the door. Okay. Because you're basically catching him jumping down from where the door knob is as you moved along and saw that. Okay, Billy, your move.
All right. Go carefully along. All right. Moving down towards hopefully getting close to where the mine is.
Okay.
I can see that my friends are moving along and down the main path, so.
It is
couple weasels, more bats.
6. Okay, Joanna, your move.
And some concern about the tokens that are in blatant full sight right now. I'm sure they're just cute little ferrets.
I hope you guys are enjoying this whole entire setup I've done. So, let's see.
Is it on me then? At this point,
Say that again?
is it my move at this point?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
Damn it. Okay, let me reload again. Of course, that's going to disappear.
Yeah, and Hero's concerned that so I've been playing a bunch of XCOM lately, old school. So I'm just kind of mentally seeing in my head the enemy movement blank screen there. And you're saying, "No, it's not your turn yet."
I may look at getting the DM version of the RPG engine sooner than later. Because I'm tired of fighting with this. Let's see. There we go, finally.
Ominous. GM is typing. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about.
There we go. Oh yeah, you have nothing at all to worry about.
I mean, look, we're almost there. What can possibly go wrong?
Bunch of rats come running out of the mine. They had spotted you by eyesight. Not by sound, by eyesight. So you guys were being stealthy. But because you're in daylight, they can easily spot you. Do a couple more rolls here. Okay. There you go. Now it's your guys' turn. Doki?
Try to hide in this bush and try to blast the otter.
You're gonna blast the otter. Okay.
14. Is it an otter or a weasel? Sorry.
It's weasel.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got here. 14 was my roll to hit.
You miss.
Okay. Should we get initiative, by the way?
Yeah, we're gonna roll. We're all gonna roll for initiative. So give me one moment here. Okay. Remember to highlight your character when you roll for initiative. Oh, hold on. Let me clear this out. All of a sudden, just sort of. Oh, don't tell me.
Close one out.
I'm clearing out the initiative order because it just finally popped up with the old initiative order. Ever since I've done this adding of this dynamic lighting, it's acting funky.
Have you got the hardware acceleration turned on for your browser?
Let me double check that. That's in settings.
Yeah, if you're on Chrome, it'll be settings, system,
Settings
and graphics acceleration when available.
Yeah. Settings, systems. I'm looking for systems. Systems. Yeah, it's turned on. It's something to do on their end. It's definitely something to do on their end because I'm no longer getting. I just did a refresh, and previously when I was doing the refresh, it was giving me that verify you're human, and I actually have to type in roll20.net. Oh, come on, let me clear. It's their end.
It's only got 2 entries in the turn order on my view of it, but
yeah, mine's actually showing the last turn order stuff, and I'm trying to clear that out so we can do these rolls. But every time I do that, the screen goes sort of a light color, like, oh, okay, I'm doing something, and it just sort of sits there.
Well, we're about to the top of the hour.
Let's go ahead and let's take a break. I need to go sort of relax for a moment because this is I'm heavily leaning towards the RPG engine. What was that? Was someone trying to say something?
yeah, really, you fuzzed out a bit there.
Yeah.
I just cleared a message from my phone.
Oh.
Okay, so what time should we try to be back by, like 7:05, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, let's get back at 7:05.
Okay.
All right. See you.
Back then.
Yep.
Okay, we're mostly back. Let me go ahead and reload the screen again. Refresh this, see if it will refresh correctly. And there we go. What I'm going to do is, let's see here. I'm going to try one more time. Because I came back and was still sitting on that screen trying to refresh things. Nothing had changed for that whole entire 5 minutes, so... Well, I have a backup plan that I'm going to try. I have backup plans. So I have 2 backup plans.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, yeah, it's still sitting there. So, I'm going to refresh again. I'm going to turn some things off. See if that helps. Okay, so I'm going to go maps, settings.
Worst case, the ambush appears to have started, so you may as well show us everything you're about to.
That's actually what I'm doing right now. And for yours, off. Gotta find all the characters. Turn off dynamic lighting for them all. Off. Save. Okay, I want you guys all to refresh Roll20.
So do you want us to go out and come back in?
Yeah, just do a refresh. Refresh, you know, however you want to do it. Let me know when you guys have all refreshed.
Refresh.
Okay, are you seeing the entire map now?
Yep, in all of his
Yeah.
horrible fuzzy glory.
Yes. So the original plan was I was expecting you guys to go into each room individually. But you guys are smarter than I was hoping and decided to sneak around. And so now, because you went to this one rat, the one rat made a bit of noise running along. This weasel right here heard the sound, went running by. The bats saw them running out, so the bats followed along. Now that there's all this commotion, all of these are going to start coming at you.
So who's for just bolting inside the mine and slamming the entrance? Does it actually have an entrance, or is it just open mine shaft?
It's an open mine shaft.
Well, at the very least, we can get a choke point out of it.
You can get a choice point out of it, and there's more to do. So let me try this again to refresh. We'll give it a couple minutes. See what happens. If not, I have another backup of what we're going to do.
So are we good to roll initiative yet, or?
No, I'm still waiting on Roll20.
Okay.
Yeah, worst case scenario, rats crawl, everybody dies.
Rats, bats, boars, wolves, bears.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Bears fall. We're in Australia all of a sudden.
Well, a couple of you are right next to trees. I could make a bear jump out from the tree.
Drop bear.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so that is not working. Give me a moment here. Okay, everyone. I just made my Discord go live with sharing my screen. we are going to stop the session here. I'm going to give everyone, for right now, I'm going to give what I was planning on giving as a surprise. Everyone gets 1,000 points of experience.
Yay.
Hey.
So, the reason I'm sharing my screen is, where is it? I'm going to show you guys the RPG engine. And the reason I'm doing this is I know last week, Zavi and Ro, you saw it. I showed a bit of it. But, Mag, you weren't here for that. So I want to show you the engine I'm looking at, or the virtual tabletop I'm looking at moving over to. And one of the things I'm thinking, the reason I want to move over to this is Roll20 goes through a browser. Plus, it's got its own little code behind it. So if the browser doesn't update, that can put some of the code at conflict sometimes. And so I want to get away from all of that and use one solid thing. So I want to show off what I'm looking at going towards. Now, what I really like about this is only the game master has to spend the money for this. All the players can utilize it for free, and it is on Steam. Okay?
Cool.
There's some cool things here. I'm going to show it to you. There's the players that you can, look and go through and get. You can create characters. And the great thing about creating the characters is you have this little paper doll over here. So you can click here. And you can choose different faces and stuff like that to go through. Along with, you can change the color of the skin. So let's say we want to make sort of like a goblin type character. Dark green skin. We can do that, and then if we go to face, we can let's just say that face right there. Yeah, it's a lizardy face, but But you also have this face here. That's more somewhat goblin-y. And then you can do things like, I want to give it a helm. And you can give it different helms, hoods, stuff like that. So you can create your character in here. Or another thing it does is you can import Hero Forge models and put them in, which I really like. But you can change out the backgrounds and stuff like that. So, if let's say we're doing sci-fi or modern day, there's all these different backgrounds.
How does the battle map stuff work?
Say that again?
How does battle map stuff work in this one?
Oh, battle map stuff? Let me exit out of the character creation. The battle maps are actually created in here. So as you can see, this is the battle map, and it does have a fog of war that can be used, and it's all done by the GM. They put up the fog of war, and then as the players move around, they just sort of paint and stuff like that. It has some animations. So if I were to click this character and say move here, they'll actually walk there with the models that are actually in the game. The models that you bring in from let's say
Hero
Forge would not actually have a walk animation because they're not rigged in skin for animations. But as you can see, there's some fire and stuff like that. The other thing I like about this is I can 3D model things and bring it into the game. So if I'm wanting something I'm not seeing, I can bring it into the game. And this is hooked up to the Steam Workshop, so you can bring things in from the Steam Workshop.
Nice.
There's audio here that you can play for different things. There's the maps, so you can create maps. There's the document manager. And the great thing about the document manager is you can actually create character sheets in the documents manager here. So I could make, like, let's say Toki's character sheet in this. And just like we had in Roll20, where you guys would roll your attack, and then you roll your damage, and you roll initiative, and things like that. Those words that you were clicking on to get those to activate would work the same way in here.
Cool.
And so that's
I'm wondering if people have already kind of created sheets for, you know, different games.
They have, but I haven't seen any for Fantasy Age. I haven't even fully looked. But as you can see here, you got the terrain manager, so you can raise terrain up, you can lower terrain, things like that. So like I can click here, lower that back down. So you can modify the terrain, and the great thing is like, let's say I create a, I've got the wrong thing here. Just gonna create a big hill here. And you notice it's adding in the textures as it's growing. So it has the height texture in it already.
Yeah, so it looks like they basically adapted a good chunk of Unity's kind of default terrain management on there, which is a decent set of tools to work from.
But I can do things like look at that. I can create caves in this.
Nice.
So you can create a cave entrance and then say, okay, that's the cave entrance you go into. And then I can just switch maps to go to the actual cave design. Another great thing about this is when you dig down, there's your water. You have to place the water in, as you can see, but, you know, you can do all that kind of stuff. You can do things like world visibility. So I can go like this, and then what you're seeing as gray would actually show up black to the players. So I could do it like a hide all, and then do a view as players, and this is literally what the players would see. So you wouldn't see where the mobs are, and then as you can see, as I'm painting along, all of a sudden things are becoming visible. And so that's how that would all work. Let me show all. There we go. But you can change, you know, lighting and all that kind of stuff. You got your grid settings.
How big a map can you make in terms of like direction, distances one way and the other way?
Let's go ahead and go to maps. Let's create a new blank map. So a large size map is right there.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and click generate.
80 by 80. All right.
So let's rename the map. Okay, so that's just placeholder. So we'll go test 1. Come on. Okay, there we go. So this is your default map size. And so we just go into here. We go terrain. Just do that kind of thing. And we go paint. As you can see, I can paint. And I can just sort of change the colors as I go through and paint. And what I like about this is you can really modify this out with the colors. So it's just base colors. You won't get actual trees. But then you also have all of these objects in here. Yeah, props. And like I said, anything I want put in here. So like I could take this fountain. Boom, there you go. Take that, put it in there. Of course, we got the walls. So it's all piecemeal, but you got tools, specs, environments. So if we really wanted to add in some grass, there you go. Now, it would be nice if I could like paint some of the stuff in, but you just have to sort of by hand put it in.
Well, can you not just click multiple times? Is it all drag and drop?
Yeah, once you've clicked it, that's all. I still got more to learn about this, and right now I'm going off of the free version, so there's more tools and accessibilities in this.
Mm-hmm.
But you have things like your prefabs. This is where all my 3D models would go and stuff like that. You got characters that you can put in. You know, this demon here. You know. Skeletons, all that kind of stuff we have. And effects, you know. Cool stuff like that. Put an actual fire in. Yeah, portals. And like I said, there's a huge effect library. And so this is what I'm looking at moving over to. And all dice rolls will show up as 3D dice. Plus there's also a chat box. So you can do things like pinging. And then you can choose the effect for your ping. Got your turn order here. Your player list. This is the chat box, so you know you can literally just 1, 2, 3, send, and there you go. And the roll shows up just like that. Boom. But the great thing is with the character sheet set up, you click on the character sheet and it will do the rolls with the pluses added to it. So you literally, like, you know, when you have that whole entire attack or doing the check for this, it's just in the whole entire hookup, it's, oh, okay, it tells the system roll 3d6 plus whatever the value is you're needing to add. Or, you know, the 2d6, things like that. Which I really like. So, but you can also do like, you know, /roll 3d6 plus 4. Okay. So yeah, you don't even have to do the /. Just typing it in gives it to you. And there you go. There's your roll results. The great thing is it's easy to clear out chat. Just like that. So, but you know, like I said, there's PDFs that you can put in here. Yeah. Internet browser type thing. So if there's like URL stuff you wanted to pull up, you could. What do you think of this, Toki?
I think it looks cool. I really do hope that somebody has built out a something for the character or for the Fantasy Age character sheets.
I'm gonna be built. If there isn't one, I know how to build one out.
No, it's just I know. It's just it seems like it'd be a fair amount of work. So
I'm willing to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason I like using this one is, like I said, if I come up with an idea for a monster, I want to have, you know, like a pile of rats. Boom!
Mm-hmm.
I can 3D model out a pile of rats and just put them there as a model.
Yeah, being able to bring stuff in from Steam Workshop and everything is really solid. And also, because we have, I feel like all of us have had some issues with just like the browser stuff and Roll20 kind of being flaky. So something that would run more stably is
but just welcome. I'm letting you guys, showing you guys this in case you guys, when you GM, you want to use this, because what system you use for your virtual tabletop is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like this because if you look at this, I mean, you can even zoom in really, really close. You know, and as you can see, I'm having an easy time maneuvering around.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, this is what I'm thinking I'm going to move over to.
So is this program like a subscription service, or if it's on Steam, is it just the one-time
buy once kind of and that's it? Players pay nothing if they're just players. If you're wanting to be a GM and to create your maps and to create your game, they have a GM one, which I think it was like $60.
Yeah, so it's like 20 to get the builder's version, which gives you access to like all the assets available and lets you hook into the Steam Workshop so you can import, export, all that. So that's for if you just want to make the things for it. And you can host, and you can invite one other person to basically help you in to test it pretty much. But if you want to actually host, you then have to go up an additional 40 beyond that to get the DM's version.
But if it's just a one-time purchase, though, then that's pretty reasonable.
I mean, they even have things like right here, waterfall.
Yeah, and it looks like it is under continuous development, so they're adding more built-in assets as well as you've got the ability to just import your other stuff from elsewhere. So looks like there's going to be a lot of flexibility with it.
Yep, and then here's the water. So then you can just sort of adjust the layer that this is on. Like if I were to move this down just barely under the map and move this over here and then here. There we go. So you got all that kind of stuff. And buildings.
And also, and just from a tech perspective on there, actually being able to dig into that hill and go and have a second layer underneath the surface, from a tech perspective, that's actually fairly impressive, because I know the default Unity terrain map is just a flat map. So like where you were going on there to dig in, that would have dropped the top level down.
Yeah.
So they're actually going full voxel deformation on this instead of just the default on it there. So that's a bit more work, and it's cool that they got that working.
Yeah. And the great thing is you can, as you can see here, you can actually change the rotations. You can change the scaling. So if I want this to be bigger, let's say 5 by 5 by 5. That's now a nice sized little house that characters can actually fit in. So even though it looked small originally, you can still scale things up.
And you see where it's got that little thing for parenting on there? Apparently that's how you make compound objects. So you can get the really weird stuff is you can just sync other bits up onto it, save it as a preset.
Yep.
And then now you've got like an entire keep as a single object, for example.
Exactly.
That you've made out of multiple walls and buildings.
Exactly, which makes this really, really easy to utilize and build with. And it doesn't even just import models, you can import images too, and sounds. So like this right here. This, huh? They use that as sort of like a placeholder. And so, you know, but yeah, a bunch of different items here that we're seeing, and it's, of course, it's not showing all of them because, well,
you gotta stream them into the memory first.
Yeah, well, that, and on top of that, it needs to, you know, you got the whole entire workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a search. So let's say I want trees. There we go. There's my trees. So we've now just created a forest. You know, we can start creating a forest. Or let's say I want let's see, we already got the castle wall out there. Here's the different building walls. Like I could take this, put that up there. Just sort of really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was looking through the workshop on the character sheets. Looks like you will have to make the fantasy age from scratch.
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I can just make one, and you got, you know, share it, and each of you would basically create your own character sheets.
Mm-hmm.
I can duplicate, you know, just create one and then just duplicate it, and boom, done. So you think this would be better? I think this would be way better for the stream.
I mean, just for the reliability of it running smoothly, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen everything I've done here and how smoothly this is running for me. And then even if I were like close this building menu and then do the 1, 2, 3. Clear that out. Send. There you go. It's still running nicely. I mean, heck, I can even do
Actually, I am kind of wondering if you roll the dice on a hill, like do the dice actually interact with the objects and stuff?
find out.
It looks like it.
Yeah, heck, let's do another one right here. See all these objects in the way? Yeah. Dice have, everything has collisions in physics. And you notice they slowly disappear, so you're not cluttering up the whole entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
I even threw in some D20s on that one. It's just adding to what I've done. See? Oh, nice. They have a button for even doing a roll a D100. I really like that. So yeah, there's a lot to this. I like the fact that they added, like I said, these buttons here. You know, you want to do a reroll. You just have to hit that reroll button. They actually have a button for that instead of you having to go and click. It's like, oh, I want your, like just how we were doing now. Okay, I want your roll perception. Okay, I want your roll perception. Instead of having to constantly type out the roll for it, you just click the reroll button on your perception roll.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for players too. I still haven't heard back. Hero Forge has not reached out to me, contacted back at all on whether or not we have the okay to use Hero Forge models.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that on there, but it looks like it has a decent set of things to start with, at least, especially as far as fantasy style goes. So
yes, we'll even have sci-fi stuff.
That works.
Yeah, we can at least get a start going. I'm going to reach out to them again. I'm going to pester them, saying, "Hey, look, I'm wanting to use your guys' stuff." And link in the description for everything.
Yeah, or if it gets really critical, then we can just bug 3D modeler we know to put character models together for all of us.
You're gonna have to start paying me.
That's for the exposure.
I already got enough exposure with working on my Marpingo game. Don't need any more exposure.
Have to have follower accounts higher than you for that, or follower accounts, period.
Well, there's also, what about the stuff that's going into City Heroes in the next week or two?
Mm-hmm.
I have that too.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I have, what is it? 4 items, 4 models going into City Heroes Thunder Spy server in the next week or two. And if you want to see one of them, check out on my Discord server. In the City Heroes section, you want to scroll up a bit, you're going to see some shoulder pads. I 3D modeled those shoulder pads. And if you don't think I 3D modeled those shoulder pads, go back in the streams and you'll see one of me actually 3D modeling those shoulder pads and more. So it's not like, hey, I can do this, and just saying I can do this. I have actual footage showing I can do it. So I take it, Toki, you're really liking this?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I wish that I'm going to show you guys another program here. Hold on one moment here. Quit to desktop. No, I do not want to save. No. This one right here. Dungeon Alchemist. That whole entire map that we were playing on today was built in Dungeon Alchemist.
Another thing that was available on Steam.
Yeah, it's a level creator that's 3D, but it exports out a top-down view for things like Roll20, Foundry, things like that. So you can't actually make the map and then bring it into something like RPG engine or things like that. Another one I was looking at doing was Tailspire. Unfortunately, Tailspire, in order to implement character sheets, you have to do HTML code to implement character sheets. It's not a drag and drop system. So I was actually in the process of working on the cave for the next section. But if we're going to be moving over, if I'm going to be moving us over to the RPG engine, I think I'm going to hold off on doing that and do that in the RPG engine. So what a lot of people are requesting is that Dungeon Alchemist actually turns this into a full virtual tabletop system. So this is the map we were playing on originally. And you can see this is really nicely designed out. What I really like about this is this saved me a lot of time, because of this right here. Look at what it just did there. It just randomly created. Now, the great thing about this is I can go in and I can move all these around. Like, let's say I don't want this piece here. Gone. Let's say I want this door, instead of being there, I want to, move it to somewhere else. I can. I can open the door. I can close the door. I can rotate the door so it opens up the other way. But then I can also just take it. Come on. And just move it to where I want. And I can create like another duplicate and put that there. And that's literally how I created all of these rooms. I just said, I want blacksmith here. I want butcher shop here. And then I added in extra walls and interior walls and stuff like that by just using this tool here. So, but yeah, having this as an actual TTP or virtual tabletop, I think would be really cool too. Because then people who want to just quickly make up a thing is great, because literally you can go new map. Let's go ahead and go 50 by 50 so it takes up less. What kind of terrain do you guys want?
I wonder what the fate plane looks like.
I was thinking the same thing. Just click create, give it a moment to generate it. The bigger you make the map, the longer it takes to sort of generate the terrain. Because it's literally placing trees down for you and stuff like that. It's not just loading up like a grasslands and going, okay, you place all down all the trees. See? So now we have all of this in this area. And then you can just boom. Give it a moment. Gets rid of the trees, gets rid of everything else, and there's your whole entire thing.
Yeah, and while the description page says let the AI or wait for the AI to do its work. I think they're using AI more as a buzzword in this case, and this is just old-fashioned procedural generation.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. Because if this was AI, they wouldn't have put this door right here. But
yeah.
The great thing
it might be dumb AI.
Yeah. But the great thing is you can just go here, move this out of the way, take this door, move it to there, take this, and boom, you've just solved the problem.
Yep.
You know, and then you can go in, and here's the train editor. No, lower train. And I can just go in and lower the train in the area. And remove those trees, stuff like that. You know, you can also do smooth terrain.
Oh, that's nice. The flattened terrain to room height just gets stuff to match up. I can think of several games that could use a feature like that.
Yes,
like, say, No Man's Sky.
Yes. You know, and that's really nice. So they've done a good job with this and being able to add in that capability to do that, because they also have it to where you can add in Hero Forge models. So, you know, you also have here, you know, you can publish your map and other people can download it. Oh.
Yeah, I saw they had a thing on there where I guess they've got to deal with the print on demand company as well then.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just print it out yourself too if you want physical copies for these.
Yep. And this was also just buy once you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think a lot of the more agile developers are noticing that subscription models are losing popularity rapidly.
Yes. So there's certain things where subscription models are good. MMORPGs, I prefer subscription models over the free-to-play models. Just because you're getting constant good updates and they're not updating with a bunch of, you know, half the stuff being put behind a paywall. You know, but yeah, if you guys are going to use something like Roll20 or Foundry or something like that, this alchemy will really make your level outputs a lot quicker using Dungeon Alchemy or Alchemy Dungeon.
Yeah. Dungeon Alchemist.
Yeah, Dungeon Alchemist. Thank you. So I really sort of like this idea. Because once I got this, because the other tools I was using, if I wanted to do a cave with something like Cartographer or some of the other programs that are out there, they're all 2D. Each part of the wall I wanted to put in, I have to click and then click and adjust, click and adjust, click and adjust, and it was just time consuming. We're talking hours and hours and hours of work. With this, it's put in the room you want, remove some things, add some things, move things around, you're done. And, you know, a lot of people were like, well, it's all square rooms. It's not all square rooms, because if I go back into here, let's say we do the mansion. We're going to do a dining room hall. I'm going to scroll up some here. I can click here to here. I can take this and I can bend that in. I can take this and pull that over to there. Click done. Now let's say I want to add another room next to that, and let's say I just want to do a hallway. There's the hallway. And I can add another room into that and call it the cellar. And just click like that. There we go. That's how quick and easy it is. So it's not just square rectangular rooms. That chapel room that sort of looked like a cross with the rounded ends on it was done just sort of like this. I just added parts on, and I went in and I moved things around. I moved the windows around and stuff like that. And the great thing is, it's like I said with windows, let's say we take this large window. When you put it here, it stays there, but as you go around, it actually curves with the wall. Doors.
It's got a good snapping system in place.
Yes. Doors do the exact same thing. So their models have a lot of polys to them to be able to morph and match with what you're wanting to do. Because, I mean, heck, I can even take this one here. See, it does the same thing. And I really like that. This makes it really, really great. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I can click on each one of these and just delete on wherever I want to get rid of to clean things up. Or I can go in and I can add more.
What is that weird, like, toothy looking butthole thing, like, next to it?
It's some kind of Eldridge pit. So I can take this.
Yeah, looks like something at a Half-Life.
Yeah. But you notice it has an animation to it.
I mean, whoever heard of a flesh pit that doesn't pulsate? That's just unnatural.
Yeah. But I mean, why would they put this in here or pulsate? I think they really should. If they're doing some animations like this, they really need to move into turning this into a virtual tip flop.
Yeah, because as it is, you're the only one who's ever going to see the animations while you're building it. When you export it for anything else,
yeah, you can't export out the 3D part of it. They may work on that later on, and make it one giant OBJ file, which would be awesome. That'd be another good direction, because if they did this whole entire thing as one giant OBJ file system, then I could import it into the RPG engine, because the RPG engine supports OBJ files. And OBJ files is a common file format for 3D models.
Yeah, one thing they may run into, though, is a possible, if these are assets that they bought rather than made, then the reuse of them, there may be licensing issues on that front, because there was actually a discussion on the RPG engine side there where it's, if you can take screenshots of all the stuff that you make, do not rip the models themselves out, because that's in violation of the asset packs that we bought off the Unity store.
Yes. And that's the thing. But if, let's say, the RPG engine makes a deal with Dungeon Alchemist, just like how the RPG engine has made a deal with Hero Forge to have the okay to import that stuff, then you're good.
Yeah, I'm again assuming Dungeon Alchemist has the full rights to the assets that are in here as well. They may have limited use rights on their side if they weren't in-house.
True.
So it can be an entire copyright can be an entire is an entire swamp pit.
Yes. Wonder if this moves. Nope.
It's saying it's a flesh chest. I was wondering if it had an open animation or something.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, which is why I put it down. I wonder if this has a... Yep.
Yeah, low particle system.
Yep. And good job on the particle system, too. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do multiple levels in this and stuff like that.
And it even looks like if you want to, you can just make the room entirely from scratch using the prefabs rather than just dragging it out. But that may take a bit longer. So
yes.
if you have something where you need it very precise, go with that. But
yeah, I really like this. And then they even have things for, like right here. Oh. Okay, now it's responding. You can literally, oh, hey, I want to add in my compass effect onto the map. There you go. And they have more than that.
yeah, basically any 2D image you want to toss onto it there.
Yep. So,
Cool.
I mean, heck, you can even just put fire in. Yep. Fog that you can put in. You know, magic effects. Bunch of fireflies. Fake fireflies. It's fireflies just with a bunch more colors to it.
A lot of shiny stuff.
Yep. That's a cool fact. Will-o-wisps. Blue fireflies. But yeah, and you know, they're still working on and expanding onto this. So, just to give you guys who are working on doing some DMing stuff. Now, here's the question I have for you guys. Since all three of you are interested in doing campaigns, how long should each campaign projected run for? Should we have a certain amount of time, like so many months I should run for? Or should it just be, okay, when you get to this certain point in the story?
Yeah, I don't know if doing a hard and fast time limit is necessarily great. I mean, maybe like we should set like, oh, let's target this kind of time range.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if we wanted to say like, oh, you know, 4 to 6 months or something, so it's like if you can wrap it, you know, in 4, cool, but you know, if not, like during another month or so, it's not a big deal. I don't know.
I say keeping it in the 4 or 6 months is a good idea. I'm thinking like after every major plot point. Do you want to do the whole entire campaign, or do you want to do major plot point stop points?
I think story arcs would kind of give the best flow for everything on there.
Yeah. I mean, you should be aiming for like, you know, a season doing one person, then in a season doing the next person. So I'd be aiming more like around a 3-month thing, but I don't know, because that's like gives you almost 12 weeks to work within. So
yeah. Well, the reason I'm asking is the story that I have written out for this whole entire campaign. It's one thing leads into another.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of had, I've designed cliffhangers into it. And you guys are getting close to one of the cliffhangers. And that's the reason why I'm asking. That way, Zavi knows how much time they have to have theirs ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I'm wanting to know, is so that we can let the next GM coming up know when they should be ready to roll.
So, Zavi, do you have any preparations started, or are you working towards your plans?
I mean, like I said last week, there I'm fairly heavy on the fly side of things, but I do have a good set of options on here. Though a lot of it's, since a good chunk is going to be player driven, I'm going to need to get some opinions from you guys on kind of what direction you want to go in with it and stuff like that. So we'll probably need to work out a time or just do it over in the RPG chat.
I mean, we need from you is like, because you're talking like doing some sort of Isekai style adventure with big eyes, small mouth. And so that Isekai stuff covers a large volume of stuff. I mean, how the characters occur in the world. Do they come through a gate? Are they reincarnated?
Yeah, that part I definitely have worked out on it for so here's where your character's from, here's what brought them over to this world, and then basically then there's kind of the branching point of, okay, what style of gameplay do you want more? Do you want to go, because I've got one branch that will go, okay, here's kind of a more traditional dungeon crawl style that's going to focus more on action and kind of immediate exploration, or we can go kind of a more open world, just explore the entire setting that you're in now and see where you want to go from there and deal with basically the world as a whole, or just this one very tiny corner or part of it there. But doing the other would mean that I could focus down on just that one section, whereas it's a lot more broad on the other side. So that's when I'm gonna need to get opinions from you guys on where you want to go with it, kind of what mood you want to go with on there. Because the potential side of it is very wide open. I can build a lot of stuff into it. Like what themes you want to go with, what themes you definitely want to avoid, all that stuff. So we should probably have session 0 within like a week or two here.
Am I gonna have to say jerk on live stream?
Probably.
You jerk! Oh, you jerk! Okay, it may not be next Friday that we're in the RPG engine, because I already got a lot I have to do. But thanks to Zavi, we're going to the RPG engine.
Nice.
I know he's good for it.
Damn.
And this time we got it to happen live.
Jerk.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's
There's more work to do.
when I say you jerk, that's a normal thing between me and Zavi. What you're seeing here, we do this to each other all the time around Christmas, our birthdays, just when we're in a good mood and want to gift something to the other person will walk into them and go up to their room and they'll just smile at them and go, "You're an ass," or "You're a jerk." And the other person just laughs because they know what they're talking about. And what you're seeing on screen right now is what we're talking about. Thank you very much. So the reason why it's not going to probably be done in the next week is there's a lot I have to learn with it, a lot I have to build out. Plus I have a total of 4 videos I need to get done. Because the week after next will be no live streams, And so we won't be meeting up on I think it's the 6th. Yeah, the 6th. We will not be meeting up.
Okay.
Because I am going to be out of town. So
that might be a good week for just Zavi to, do a session 0 with the rest of us.
Yeah, that would be a good week for Zavi to do a session 0 with you two, because me and Zavi can do a session 0 at any point in time. So yeah, that'd be a good time for you guys to sort of do that offline, get that taken care of, things like that.
I would, never mind. I was going to say I would suggest like maybe you'd want to do your session 0 first, because then that way we can kind of play off of since you have closer access to Zavi, you might be able to like, okay, this is what the world is, this is what's going on, and then create a character, and then we kind of like follow suit by ripping off of that. Just because again, greater access. So
we can do that.
To be the first person to create your character.
Yeah. We can sort of live stream that next week. Because I'm done fussing with Roll20. I'm done fighting with Roll20. And that's the reason why I'm original reason I wanted to move over to another BTT was I wanted something 3D. I wanted something more visually interesting to the viewers. Was the main reason. Because we don't have face cams and stuff like that, there's nothing really to sort of, spice up the stream. I want to spice up the stream a little bit.
Okay.
And that's why I'm moving over that was the first reason I was looking at all these different 3D virtual tabletop systems. And the last straw was just this last stream of it, and Roll20 just not playing nice, and just all the features that the RPG engine has in it just makes me really interested, and the fact that it's low poly, and because it's low poly, low-end machines will work on it. If some of these other virtual tabletop systems had the visual creation for character sheets and didn't require coding, I'd say, yeah, sure. I recommend it more to you guys.
And low poly's got a charm to it.
It does, but there's some of the others, like I said, Tailspire really caught my eye, and I sort of liked the implementation that you can do for the character sheets, because it literally put your character sheet on the edges of your screen UI wise, so you could have your character sheet up full time and still see everything going on. But having to do the HTML code for that and understand the HTML code, I'm better off dragging and dropping and building out. I can build out a character sheet quicker with drag and drop and connects than I can by having my eyes go through that. So that was a no-go for me on that. And then hearing that I can bring in my own 3D models, my own textures into the RPG engine is what heavily sold me on it.
Hey guys, I need to hop offline. It's a bit past 8 now.
All right, we'll go ahead and end the stream here. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have a great night.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Night.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, next week. Yeah, it's a bummer that Roll20 had to throw a hissy fit. Actually do it this way. Yeah, because I'm having a bit of an issue with Steam also. So something's going on with here we go. Now it should be there. Minimize this. Let's bring Steam back up. Okay. There we go. Yep. Excellent. Don't need to do any updates onto that. Just gonna end the stream now.